what exactly happened in South Korea today?
Right. Well, what happened today was technically just the end of a notification period. So as you mentioned, this situation dates back more than 85 years to Japan's colonization of the Korean Peninsula, which ended in 1945. Under a 1965 treaty, the two countries restored their relations, and Japan paid hundreds of millions of dollars in compensation, which South Korea invested in the industries that helped make it wealthy today. And it was only later that these court cases emerged, looking at the issue of how individuals who are conscripted should be compensated. Now, Japan says all those matters are fully and finally settled under the treaty. South Korean courts say that Japanese companies are liable, and one of them is Japan's Nippon Steel Corporation. So the courts have seized assets from a joint venture with POSCO, and they have notified Japan's Nippon Steel, and the end of that 2-month notification period is today, which means that the process of liquidation of those assets can begin from now on, although it will be delayed because Nippon Steel has said that it's going to appeal against this situation.
Isabel, I'm very confused. Lots of moving parts to this. Let's complicate it further. Can you tie in what this actually means in terms of the U.S. As they try and contain China, bilateral relations with the United States here in the region?
Well, what we can say, I'm sorry if you're confused by this situation, but what we can say is these are two very important U.S. allies in the region. Japan is likely to respond very emotionally to this situation. They have consistently warned South Korea against doing this, warning that this will make it very difficult for Japanese companies to do business in South Korea in the future. So in response, some of the things they could do are things like halting visa-free travel to Japan, seizing some South Korean assets in response, or even taking South Korea to the International Court of Justice. So it simply means that the U.S. has a much weaker network of allies in the region as it tries to sort of wrestle with China for power and influence over the entire world.